friends, Liz here with Full and Fulfilled. Thanks for tuning in today's video. It's what I eat in a day, and it's going to be just some amazing food that I'm almost making from scratch. So I'm excited to share with you a few meals that I've been craving and I've been wanting to test and make recipes for. So come along on my recipe testing day. With some already cut onions. I'm taking a bag of hash browns. Yes, I'm eating a whole pound. And pour it into the bowl. This is basically thawed out broccoli that I put in the fridge from the freezer yesterday. And you can tell it's like still a little bit frozen. I like to do this because then it doesn't take as long to cook. So I'm basically probably putting about 1.5 cups of broccoli in this mixture. And then to top it off, I'm gonna use some Benson table seasoning over the top of it. And then I will mix it all together and put it in the air fryer. Mix it all together. I make this breakfast a lot, so you can just switch out any type of vegetable. I'm craving some broccoli this morning, so why not mix it in? I'm gonna add a little bit more Benson table salt. It's actually not salt, but it's a substitute for salt. I got like a tray here, parchment paper. Putting it at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. Halfway through, I will stir it all up so it evenly toasts. Making a homemade bread. It's gonna be white for our grilled cheese sandwiches with tomato soup. So I gotta get this going because it won't be ready for about 3 to 4 hours. So I'm gonna do course 1 for the white, and it's 7:42 right now, and it won't be done until 11:06. So I got my big bowl of hash browns. I'm going to put some ketchup over the top. This morning I'm like craving ketchup, so I'm like, I need to add in some ketchup here. And here we go. I'm gonna taste test this. It's really hot. Ooh, I should let it cool down. Ooh. Perfect, perfect hash dish. So here are my cut oranges that I'm actually gonna dehydrate today, and I'm gonna just be able to use them in teas and things like that. The rest of this I will juice, and the rest of it I composted. Got these beauties out on the rack, and now I'm gonna take them outside to my dehydrator. I'm taking the remaining oranges, the ends, the end caps, I wanna say, that I'm going to compost. And I'm like, I'm gonna just drink a little bit of orange juice and enjoy these beautiful oranges. And I actually have quite a few bananas ready, so I'm actually gonna dehydrate some bananas today as well. So I have my little bit of orange juice, but I'm gonna enjoy this. The flavor is beyond this world. Yum. Cheers. So I have these extra ripe bananas. I'm gonna actually make 2 overnight oats with them. And then I'm going to do 3 of them for dehydrated bananas. So over the past 6 months, my life has changed a lot in the essence of we moved out of the city, so we're slowing down a little bit. And when I say that, you know, where we have the time to be able to do that now. And I'm really trying to preserve food and just take life a little bit slower. And because of that, I've been able to learn so many amazing skills that I'm incorporating into my everyday life. And so if you guys have been following along for a while, you guys know that I'm an entrepreneur and I own quite a few businesses, and so thankful for that. It's now given me time to slow down a little bit, and I've always said I'm not really that creative. And so this time in my life, I'm able to try to be almost a little bit more creative and things like that, because over the past, I would say about 10 years, I've been so focused on my businesses. And before that, I was in school, I was in college. And so it's just a different time in my life now where I'm slowing down, I'm doing different things, I'm learning new skills that I just feel are so valuable. Preserving food, growing food, being creative. I just have never been in the place to be creative. And so I'm really focusing on that this year, making things from scratch, learning new skills, preserving food, and really almost trying to live off the land that we recently have purchased. And so you'll see in some of my videos where I'm just doing different things most of it's related to food or growing your own fruits and vegetables, but some of it will be, you know, like today. I am doing a what I eat today, but I'm also showing you like what I'm up to, and based on that, what am I eating and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I recently have done like a face video because you guys requested it, and so I'm always open to sharing with you anything that you want to know about, if I have, you know, education on it, or if you see something that I'm doing and you're like, hey, I want you to explore that a little bit more, feel free to, you know, definitely comment or message me, and I'm happy to share. Also learning, you know, how to live more sustainable and so forth. So, you know, my wardrobe has changed a little bit over the past a few months, where I'm buying, you know, sustainable clothes. One of my friends that I've known for a long time has a sustainable clothing line. So if you're interested in that, I'll actually link her site, so that you can kind of see what she has and what she's doing. And so, yeah, the reason I share that is a lot of people knew me before we had moved, and so content maybe looks a little bit different now. So I just wanted to share that with you and be open with you guys about that, because you may be seeing some kind of different content, not related all to Starch Solution, but a lot of my whole lifestyle revolves around Starch Solution because of fruits and vegetables and, you know, making food at home and all of that. So let me show you what I'm up to. So here is my tray for the dehydrator. I put in 3 bananas here, and I'm gonna make 2 things of overnight oats, so I'll share that with you guys. So I have this little side room on the side of my house, and so I put the dehydrator in there. You can see the reflection is a bunch of storage, bulk and whatnot, but they are in here. And I have them at 135 for 10 hours. I'm probably gonna check them in about 5. Since I have a few ripe bananas, today is the day that I am making some overnight oats, a few for the week. I've been switching up between Hashbrowns, oats, or hot cereal. And when I say oats, I mean overnight oats. And I am currently growing potatoes, and so I found out this trick from one of my garden coaches, and she said, freeze your banana peels, because once the potatoes have like fully grown in their grow bags, you want to add 1 potato to them, so some kind of fertilizer. So I have my reusable bag here, and I'm putting in my completed banana peels. And we'll put that back in the freezer. All right, so I am just making 2 since I only had 5 bananas. I gotta grab some more bananas at the store this week. And so what I'm doing is I'm just taking the bananas and mashing them down. And I'm trying to keep my fat intake low. So I am going to use half water in my mixture. So I'm going to pour in my water. I do it about up to the top of the bananas. Then I have my vanilla flavoring here. Can't forget my cinnamon. And I just recently have been trying quick oats out. So I'm gonna do 1 with quick oats and 1 without quick oats. And I probably use about a half a cup in them, or maybe a 3/4. So I was gonna do 1 regular oat, but I did 2 quick oats. So we got 2 quick oats, which I absolutely love. So you can see that it's pretty runny with this mixture, but I'm going to add in some soy milk on top of it for, you know, the creamy flavor. This one I need a little bit more water. And so I'm using water instead of soy milk just to keep the fat content down. So I'm primarily using water, but then I will top it off with soy milk or any kind of non-dairy milk that you guys like. So and these quick oats tend to really soak it in when they sit. So just stir it all together. I'm gonna put our lids on and add them to the fridge, and I'll have them the next few days. These are so delicious. So there you go. If you go to work, these are a great option just to be able to put in your lunchbox. Sometimes I even have them for lunch, you guys. So put them in the fridge. Until I just put them in the fridge. So I have those two that I just made, and then this is hot cereal. And so today I had hash browns, so tomorrow I'll have my hot cereal, and 2 days from then I'll have the oats that I just made. So I like to have a few things on hand because sometimes I'll just have oats for lunch or, you know, whatnot. Show you my beautiful loaf of bread. It's currently rising, so it looks so good, you guys. Whoa. So it'll rise for about, I think about 15 more minutes, and then it will bake and it'll be ready in about an hour, hour and a half. Hey friends, I have been testing out some new sunglasses. My husband got these Google. They actually have like audio on the side of them. So I actually got them in sunglasses so that I can always wear them outside, whether, you know, I am like out and I need them to protect my eyes, or I can put them up while I am inside and I still have audio. And I like it because then I can still hear what's going on around the house and I don't have to worry about earbuds. So I'm enjoying it. Thought I would share. All right, I have completed all of the watering of this garden. On to the next. It takes me about an hour every few days to be able to water everything, but it's so worth it. So worth it. For lunch today, I'm making a tomato soup with grilled cheese sandwiches. So I'm gonna show you how to make the tomato soup. I have garlic, 2 cloves, and about 1 cup of onions. And I'm going to saute these for a little bit until they get nice and caramelized. And I will add in the remaining items. Onion and garlic getting nice and caramelized. So then I'm gonna add in a can of diced tomatoes, 28 ounces. And I'm using fire roasted, just because that is what I have on hand. In 1 cup of water, just slowly as I go throughout this process. Then I have 1 teaspoon of basil, oregano, smoked paprika, and salt. Gonna mix all of this together, and I'm gonna let this simmer for about 15 minutes on the stovetop. There's not much to cook down, but I would like everything to be nice and flavorful as it cooks. the tomato soup. It's been simmering for 15 minutes and I let it cool for about 10. So I'm taking half a box of tofu, the soft tofu, and I'm adding it into the Vitamix here. Going to add in all the tomato sauce and blend. So I have this in the Vitamix and I'm gonna blend it up. You can see the tofu on the bottom here. We are going to be making our cheese sauce for our grilled cheese. So this is gonna be a little bit different than what you would use for, you know, potatoes and such. So this will actually go on the stovetop after we blend it up. And this is because there's cornstarch and the cornstarch will actually thicken it. So we're gonna start with 2 cups of rolled oats. Then we're going to add in about a half a cup of red bell peppers in a jar with some of the liquid. Then we are going to put a half a cup of nutritional yeast. Then I have a bunch of ingredients inside of here. And what I have in here is 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of onion, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of paprika, and I have a little bit of turmeric in there. So I have all of those with the cornstarch in there, or you can use arrowroot. Then I have here 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1/4 teaspoon of liquid smoke, and about a half teaspoon of better than bouillon. Add that in here. And then I'm going to add in 4 cups of water. Because I want to make sure this thickens correctly, I'm going to start with my 2 cups. With these oats, it's going to really soak up a lot. Another cup, and see if I need to add in that 1 extra cup to make it. Is my loaf. I did it as a medium darkness, and so I'm just letting this cool and then I will slice it. So here is the full mixture. I did add in a total of 4 cups of water, and so I'm going to pour it into the pan. And you're gonna wanna stir this often as it is going to thicken quick. And then let's take a moment to look at the bread that I made this morning. It's going to be used for our grilled cheese. So as you can see here, as I scrape the bottom, that's going to be the first to get thick. You're going to see how it's becoming really, really creamy. So just keep stirring it until it has a really thick consistency, like you would want to spread on a piece of bread. It's getting thicker, and so you're just gonna keep stirring it and really get out any of those chunks that you see, but it gets thick pretty quick. And if it doesn't, just have a little bit of patience with it, because you just gotta keep stirring. The blender for just a few seconds, and we got creamy cheese. I'm gonna let it sit and harden a little bit before I put it onto the bread. Here's the cheese sauce. So you can see it's like thickening, which is great. We want it to thicken. So then I'm just going to put it on here. Putting it on both sides just so that it actually can go into the bread a little bit, soak in just a little bit. And then I'm gonna add it onto the pan. So I have it pretty hot, so I'm basically just putting it on there with no oil, nothing on it, and it's going to cook. So now I'm gonna check it and see how it's getting toasted, which is great. I'm gonna flip it to the other side. See, you don't have to cook with oil. And here is the full meal. I have my tomato soup. I have the grilled cheese, looks so good, and the broccoli. Tomato soup, so good. What would you rate it, Michael?
A+.
Pretty good, you guys. Tastes good. We're gonna enjoy our lunch. All right, we are going to be making a dressing with little to no fat using chestnuts. You will add in 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Chestnuts actually don't have a lot of fat in them. And so this is about, I would say about a half a cup almost of chestnuts. Then you are going to do 2 garlic cloves. Then we have lemon juice. And I'm gonna do about 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And this is gonna depend on your, if you like things tangy or more sweet. Then we are going to do about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I like a little bit more maple syrup, so I'm gonna do 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And then I'm gonna put in a little bit of salt and pepper in here and a splash of water and blend. Salt and pepper. I'm only doing about 5 to 6 turns. Do a splash of water. And then I'm gonna blend this, and I may add in some additional water. Dinner tonight, I'm actually making like a quinoa chickpea salad bowl. So I have 2 cups of water, and then I have 3/4 cup of quinoa that I am going to cook down for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I will assemble my bowl together. I have the quinoa going, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my cucumbers, carrots, and onions to my liking. dressing made. So now it's a matter of assembling this bowl. And you can run this through like your chopper if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna cut them. Got my veg cut up. So now my onion. There we have it. Let's assemble the bowl. Look at that steam. I just took my quinoa off the stovetop. So I'm just going to assemble the bowl. Great part about this bowl is you can add in whatever vegetables you want. I'm feeling like having raw ones today, so that's why I'm going with raw, just because that's what I have on hand and craving. But you could even roast some vegetables. But for lunch we had a larger meal with the tomato soup and grilled cheese, so looking for something a little bit lighter this evening. So you can tell I have this all assembled. Then I have garbanzo beans, just from a can. All right, the bowl is all assembled. So I'm going to put on some of my sprouts. And then the dressing that we made is just gonna go over the whole top. This is a great like spring salad. Can you tell that I'm wishing for spring? So there you have a beautiful bowl with a very low fat content in here. And I'm gonna dig in. So here's a better image of the whole entire bowl. We got our 50-50 for sure here. So excited how these oranges turned out. I put them here in the mason jar and super pretty. Also the bananas, I snacked on some already, but they are delicious. Must try if you have a dehydrator. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's video. I appreciate all the comments, thumbs ups, and also feel free to subscribe to my channel for a lot of videos coming your way all around starch solution, maximum weight loss, just foods that are approved for starch solution, all good things. See you next time.